Hey everybody, welcome to Afterburner. I'm Bill Whittle. Well, how does one measure our debt to those celestial beings that watch over us in our sleep, those divine messengers whispering to us from the lips of God himself, warning us of our transgressions, those protectors of the weak and the powerless against the forces of... What the hell is that doing there? Angels? How very quaint. Now, we used to imagine angels, and apparently the rubes out in flyover country occasionally still do, but here in Los Angeles, we cut right to the chase. Out here, we worship graven images made of gold. When I was referring to messengers telling us what to do and protectors of the weak, I was, of course, referring to Hollywood celebrities. Angels all, of course, but specifically the golden archangels wielding the batons of power. You know, these things. If not they, then who can remind us of how far we common Americans have fallen and how far we have yet to climb out of our life in hell? So, let's start with Patricia Arquette, who was sent by God himself to remind us of the horrible injustice inflicted upon American women in the form of income inequality. Hey, she ought to know, coming from the one industry in America where an actress paid millions of dollars for 3 or 4 weeks can stand 3 feet in front of another actor who might be lucky to make $100 in an 18-hour day. Ms. Arquette points to the fact that one of the most appalling aspects of life in hell is that women don't make as much as men, causing arch celebrity Meryl Streep to take wing in righteous co-indignation. Now, as we all know, a woman applying for a job here in hell might meekly ask what the salary is for the night manager job in a department store, only to be told it's $41,500, but that's for a man. Of course, you'll be lucky if I pay you 35 grand, sugar cheeks, and then she gets patted on the butt. Happens every day here in hell. That's how things work here. That income disparity couldn't possibly have anything to do with the fact that men put in more hours and they take less leave time and, as a rule, do more dangerous jobs like work on oil rigs, let's say, that pay better because you're more likely to be killed in horrible ways. If that were true, though, then what would a celebrity do in order to gain the moral high ground needed to justify their multi-million-dollar salaries? If they didn't lecture us on evil, why, they'd just be rich, fat cat one-percenters killing the planet by flying around in private jets and using more than their fair share, and that would be wrong. It'd be so very wrong. Now, this war on women can only be stopped by women, of course, which is why Miss Arquette and Miss Streep are so adamant that their demigod friend Hillary Clinton be elected to right this horrible wrong. Miss Clinton, it might be pointed out, pays the women on her staff on average 72 cents for every dollar she pays a man. If you'd like to know how she can get away with this, the answer is because Democrats. The theme from Selma won a Best Song Golden Statue, and the sight and sound of black superstar millionaires lecturing America that the sins of the unnamed Democrat racists in the 1960s continues today, invoking Ferguson and St. Michael, the gentle giant who mercilessly beat old black men and strong-armed small Asian shopkeepers before being assassinated in cold blood while coincidentally assaulting a police officer. Celebrities, including David Oyelowo, the British actor who played Dr. Martin Luther King in the film, no American black actors being available for that role apparently, leapt to their feet with tears in their eyes. It's got to be horrible living here in racial hell. Thank God for millionaire Oscar winners John Legend and Common to point out how hard it is for a black man in America today, and for giving us a glimpse into some future dream world where we might, oh, I don't know, have a black Secretary of State or maybe a black Attorney General. Or just imagine, perhaps blacks in music and TV and cinema, and maybe even someday a black president of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Of course, that's all we could ever hope for here in hell. If only blacks had a chance to succeed here. Just imagine how racially healed we'd be if we had a black president. And finally, the two-fisted pinnacle of adulation, Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu. Mr. Inarritu, who apparently did not sneak into the awards ceremony by climbing a fence in Texas or Arizona or California in the middle of the night, carrying a few kilos of narcotics as the price of admission, asked that his fellow Mexicans be treated with the same dignity and respect as the ones that came before to build this immigrant nation. Now, I'm old-fashioned, of course, and that led me to consider, in my knuckle-dragging old-school way, if the dignity and respect that he was talking about came as a natural result of, obeying the law and coming here legally, learning English, taking an oath of citizenship, and renouncing their former allegiance. Mr. Inarritu almost blew his case because before reminding Americans of the hell that we live in, he prayed that his fellow Mexicans could find and build a government they deserved. Now, if they were, in fact, to do such a thing, build a government free of cronyism, narco-dollar terrorism, and rampant top-to-bottom corruption, well, then Mexico might have a booming economy. And of course, if that happened, there would be no more illegal immigration. And without that, what will we need celebrities for? No, things are as they should be. Americans live in hell. And the women who daily have their genitals mutilated or suffer honor killings or who live in walking tents, the blacks in Africa living on less than $1 a day and starving in their thatched huts, the legal immigrants waiting in line and filling out forms, all of them look to these glittering angels who remind us of our lives here in hell. And those people shake their heads in disgust and then go to sleep to dream about coming here.